So I'd like to take a break from my regularly scheduled programming. As you guys know, I usually talk about politics on here and rage about political corruption and systemic structural problems and whatnot. And um, I just want to take a time out from that and just kind of bask in the moment of appreciating how great this year's Super Bowl matchup is. Super Bowl 55 will feature a legendary quarterback matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' Tom Brady, the living legend, playing in his 10th Super Bowl, um, with a chance to win his 7th, which is outrageous. I believe no other quarterback has won 5 Super Bowls, versus the um, ascendant uh, future GOAT, 25-year-old Patrick Mahomes, who is, of course, playing for the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs, seeking to become the first defending champions to repeat at the Super Bowl since Tom Brady's New England Patriots of, I believe, 2003 and 2004. Um, and doing it against, of course, the quarterback in Tom Brady, who was responsible for the Super Bowl victory 2 years ago at Super Bowl 53. So this is also the first Super Bowl matchup between the last two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. So just all around exciting concept, super exciting premise. The numbers, the statistics, you could go all day. Patrick Mahomes, which is the young stud superstar quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, is someone who, watching him and the Chiefs over the last few weeks, I've never really been a hardcore football fan. I've always fancied myself more of a very casual observer of the sport. I've always been more interested in basketball um, above any other sport. But even in general, just as a basketball fan, even I've never been someone that was bound in my allegiance to any one organization. I've always been someone that I was always just sort of uh, followed the great players. So LeBron James is someone who I really admire. Chris Paul is another example in basketball. Um, so in line with that formula for me, it's I've never really again gotten the whole allegiance to any one organization. It's always been for me about you know uh appreciating individual greatness, and I've been following Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City Chiefs team highlights, and I actually watched last year's Super Bowl, and I have to say, watching what they're doing, they're such a fun team. They really do remind me of an NBA team. This is something that Colin Cowherd was saying on his show on ESPN the other day. To the extent that they appear to be able to sort of just walk through the season and walk through the playoffs, just sort of turn on a switch, you know what I mean? Where, they could fall behind 2 or 3 touchdowns and, have that happen repeatedly over the course of like the last 6 week span of the season. And then always mount an improbable, miraculous, inspiring comeback. That's something that I've really, come to admire about this Kansas City Chiefs team, and particularly, of course, the individual greatness of Patrick Mahomes, who I'm really becoming, uh, who I'm really digging of late. I mean, I gotta say, this Mahomes kid, I just adore him. I mean, I've been watching highlights of his on YouTube, all this week, and the things that he does with the football, and his decision making, his grace under pressure, his unwavering confidence. He doesn't rattle. And of course, Tom Brady being the perfect counterbalance to that. This dude is trying to win his 7th Super Bowl. No other quarterback has ever won uh, 5. So, it's I think it's the all-time quarterback matchup in Super Bowl history between, arguably the GOAT in Tom Brady, if that could even still be argued at this point. He's pretty much Michael Jordan of the NFL when you look at his record, his accomplishments in football versus arguably his heir apparent, his soon to be successor. I mean, there's already talk of Mahomes beats Brady in the Super Bowl, and then goes on to three-peat, meaning win his third straight Super Bowl next season, which I think he would be highly favored to do, particularly if the Kansas City Chiefs kept this outstanding squad together. That he would pretty much probably run away with the GOAT honors in the conversation. It would pretty much start and end with him, even though he's only 25 now and going to be 26 next year. So just think about that. Given, you know, everything that he's already accomplished in terms of, wins, he's only lost, I think, one playoff game out of six. He's only lost in games that he's been in the starting lineup, in games dating back to last season. He's like 24-1, including the regular season and playoffs, dating back to games he's played in last season. Obviously he's already had a 50 touchdown season, which I believe makes him one of only two quarterbacks to throw 50 touchdowns in a season. In addition to having thrown over 5,000 yards in that season, he won MVP in his first year in the league doing that, and then of course came up short in an dramatic overtime finish in a playoff game against the New England Patriots, in which he never touched the football. So, could reasonably be assumed that had he touched the football, he probably would have advanced the Super Bowl in his very first season. But he followed that up with, of course, a Super Bowl win in his second season, including it coming back from down 24-0 in a playoff game against the Houston Texans to rally his team to a 51-31 victory, including scoring 41 unanswered points. They came back from down 10 in the AFC Championship game that year against the Tennessee Titans, and then of course in the Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers. So this guy Patrick Mahomes, I have to say, I'm a I'm a real fanatic, and I might have to get the jersey soon, which is not something. I'm trying to think, when is the last time I bought a football jersey? Never. But when is the last time I bought any jersey of any athlete? It's been a really long time. I don't think I even have any right now. But that's how much I love Patrick Mahomes. I just adore this kid. I'm about to buy the jersey. I wish I had one so that I could rock it for this game today. I'm super excited, guys. I hope that's generating here. I really am super excited to watch this game. I think everybody should watch this game, regardless whether or not you're into football. I think it is the ultimate sporting event. I can't think of any time I've ever been so pumped up for a game. And I think, this is just the perfect matchup. I mean, just on paper, who wouldn't want to watch? It's like if, say, LeBron James met Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals, if that happened. I'm one of those people that maintains that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan, which means, obviously, of course, I will forever lament the fact that he'll never get to, settle that score individually, one-on-one. But the fact that Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady are getting to meet, that is very much akin to a Michael Jordan-LeBron James matchup. And realistically, probably as close as we'll ever get to that. I mean, it's, in sports, unless, Luka Doncic were to face LeBron James in the Western Conference Finals, I think Luka Doncic is also on pace, like a Patrick Mahomes, but in basketball. To establish himself as the greatest basketball player of all time. Because at only 21 years old, you look at the stuff Luka Doncic has done for the Dallas Mavericks, he's on that same trajectory, which is where I think Patrick Mahomes is at in his career. It's really early, so it might seem premature to crown him this early, but given everything he's already accomplished and everything that he seems, that it's probable he will accomplish, given what we know about how talented and how clutch he is under pressure, and how much years he has left in his career, one can reasonably assume that these players, Patrick Mahomes and Luka Doncic in the NFL, will be the greatest in their respective sports. But getting back to Mahomes, I do think that this is a special game, and I could not be more excited.